Hi, my name's Laura. Today I'm going to make an instructional video on how to make paper roses. Here's one I just made. First things first is you're going to need some paper clips. You're using super glue, nail glue. You're going to need a pair of scissors, and you're going to need either a paintbrush or a comb or something that goes from big to small. You also need paper. Hold one of your white pieces or blue or whatever color you chose. Draw kind of squigglies. And then when you get to the middle, you're going to go up in a pole, make a circle, up in another pole. Don't cut on the line, make it bigger. So see, now you have two different sizes. Now this one I'm going to cut a little under the line so that you can tell that there's a big difference between them. Follow the line and just cut a little under it. So, alright, see the difference? That one's a bigger one, that one's just a little bit smaller. You're going to take another white piece of paper, fold it in half, and take your smaller one. Now, just go around that one. This shape, you're going to also cut a little inside of the line to make it smaller than the last. Now you have that one, and then this one. This one's the same size. So what we'll do is we'll take this one and make it even smaller. So it's going to be the inner petals. You're going to need outer petals too. Those are the inner ones. So you take this one, and instead of just folding it in half, fold it in half again. Okay? And then the petal shape, it's kind of like a heart at top. And then when you get to the bottom, instead of making it pointy, you make it round. These petals can be all the same size, so you don't have to worry about cutting them out different sizes. We've got 4 wonderful little petals right there. Now, if you are using Elmer's glue, again, you're going to need paper clips to hold them in the cone shape. But if you're using nail glue or super glue like I am, because it dries faster and I don't need to use my paper clip. First, what you need to do is, here's your paintbrush or comb or whatever, small little round end. You take the flower and you start rolling it, like the petals on the end. Just roll it in. All the little circles, roll it in. After you're done rolling it, all the sides should be curled in a little bit. Alright? Then you take your paintbrush, and opposite of the way you curled it in, opposite of that way, you're going to take it and you're going to pull it into itself and roll it in that way. But then you just roll it in a cone shape. Keep rolling. Now this is your innermost part of the flower, the smallest piece. So you want to make sure that when you look in it, you're not seeing all the way through. You take your glue, put it there, glue that last, don't glue it all the way to the end because you want to curl this little piece right here, so glue it in a little more. This is going to be the next piece in. Do the same thing, curl out all the edges. So that's all curved on the end. Again, you go to the inside now, opposite of the way you curled it, and start curling it in that way. Just roll it a little bit with this, not all the way around, just a little. So that gives you like a little fold on the inside, and then you just curl it around. Now, since this is your next one up, what you do is you make sure that that one's going to fit in there, and then you glue that first fold that you're doing. Glue it so that there's no way it won't fit. You pull it around some more. Leave some room for the inner petals to be retwisted. Remember, glue a little bit inside so you can leave a little fluff for that to curl. Next one, same thing. Okay, I've done all the curling around. Again, same side. On the opposite side of the curl, just curl that first one in a little bit. And again, you're going to test out how big that needs to be to curl in. So you just take glue, stick. Okay, and now that you're finished, so you've got 3 down, the big one to go. Okay, now this is the biggest one, so this one you shouldn't have to roll too much. So you glue inside the inner one, What I like to do is you take the paintbrush and you take the innermost piece of paper and you kind of bend it over. The innermost one will look something like that. And it's going to go into the next one that you made, the next size up. I'm going to glue the inside of this one, recurling all my petals. Alright, and then you're going to take your next one and do the same thing with that one. And then we have our last circle, which we will push everything into, and it'll look like that. That was our last of those petals. So just take your paintbrush and curl the end of the petals again. I curl the bottom first. This is the part that's going to be underneath the flowers. So you want the petals to stand up like that, so that curls a little bit. Okay. And now the direction that you curled that petal in that way, you're going to curl the opposite way at the top. Alright, so now you take the parts that are curved in and you glue them to each other. Alright, so that's that part. Now that's going to get glued in the middle. And you're just going to glue the center and push down. Okay, now you have to glue each of these petals up. So I'm going to start with this one over here. He looks like a light blue fellow. Alright, don't glue the whole leaf to the flower. Just find a spot that you like and glue it up. And hold it. Alright, and then since they're all glued together, you just need to glue one side of the flower. This one, they kind of overlap each other a little bit. So, well, they do overlap each other, so it works out nicely. Okay, now that you're done with gluing all the petals on the sides up, you recurl the insides. That's what I just went around and I recurled all these to make them look the way that I wanted them to look, smaller, more fit in with the flower. Just recurl them to how your little heart desires. You can even go back and do that with the inner levels, recurl them so it gives it more of a full look, so it's puffier. That is my rose.